Yo, what's happening, good people? Uh, you are tuned in to SECZN Live. Week 4, I apologize, I am under the weather, I have not been feeling well, but we're gonna get through these rankings. It's been an eventful week. I got, we had some ups, had some downs, we had some teams that came out and looked well, and some teams that fell off, looked like they fell off, but, we're gonna hold on, let me see. Let me get this straightened all out. I'm sorry. We gonna rank them, man. Let me go ahead and introduce my guy here. I got my guy Nick Frazier. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. Doing great. Can't complain, man. We here. Like you said, this is the most credible ranking show out there.
Absolutely. Most credible ranking show on the planet, man. These rankings, I mean, come on, you can go to I'm not gonna name the names, but y'all know who be putting out those rankings. You go to those lists, man, and they just don't compare to one. We gonna get started, man. We're not gonna hold you guys too long. First of all, let me start by welcoming some of these comments and see what we got real quick. We got D Huggy Bear himself with the rooster in the chat. Dwight saying, "Let's go." Listen, Dwight, on the previous pod I was on, Dwight said he was ready for these rankings, so I don't want to disappoint you,
Okay.
Dwight. Like, we gonna make sure we have a good one. We got Huggy back in here again, another rooster. And what's happening?
Shout out to Huggy, man.
We're gonna go ahead and get it started, man. So first of all, man, as you know, around here, we in the chat, we call the chat the Keyboard Collective, and they are accepting members. And I gotta play this cool little graphic for y'all, just so you can see it.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right, man. So yeah, we're gonna get into it, man. Like I said, I apologize. I'm not. I've been in bed all day. I'm not feeling very well, but I definitely want to get through these rankings. And it's gonna be a fun one because it was a fun week. Anything stand out about this week, man? This previous weekend to you, Nick?
Like you said, a lot of teams surprised. Uh, some teams, didn't live up to the moment when it needed to be lived up to. But some teams did. Some teams made the plays and they needed to be making. So I mean, it is what it is, man. So this should be interesting, man. It should be interesting. It should be interesting.
Yeah, this should be fun. Listen, make sure you like and subscribe, and go follow my guy Nick over there at Water Cooler too, man. We gonna get into it now, Nick. I
Yo,
gotta tell you, let's go and get into the ranking screen. All right,
okay,
all right. There we are. I gotta tell you, Nick. I've been listening to the chat. I've been looking at the shows,
okay,
and I decided to implement some things to make the show better. Right?
okay, all right.
You're always trying to get better. All right. So
Exactly,
this is a
exactly.
first for you guys of some things that I implemented, and they're very simple. They're very simple. So first of all, hold on, let's take a look at this. First of all, our method around here for picking who goes first and who gets first pick in these rankings has always been Tez, write down a number, the guess a number. All right. I don't wanna do that anymore. I thought it would be I thought it was kinda antiquated, and we came up with another way, and it's simple. Uh, it's just a wheel.
Wow, that's it. That's interesting. That's interesting.
And
All right.
on that wheel, it says Tez and it says Nick. Tez is upside down. So what I'm gonna do is spin the wheel, and whoever it lands on, that person goes first. It's real simple.
All right. Okay.
Let's give it a whirl. Let's try this out. All right.
Oh, this is funny. This is great. This is great. This is great. This is great. And it lands on Ted's first. There we
Okay.
go.
All right.
There we
So
go.
for the first time I get to make the first pick, and I'm glad I get to do that now, because using the previous method, I wasn't able to do that. Right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So that's the first of first, right? How you like that one, Nick? The
That's
wheel.
fine. That's good. That's good. That's
We
dope.
digging the wheel. Okay, cool, cool, cool. It's fair. All right. So here's the next of first, right?
Okay. Okay.
What we have implemented because we watched the first. If you've been watching the show, you know that when we first started doing these rankings, we would just run straight through them and then talk about them. I kind of
Mhm.
like that format, but then I kind of didn't like it, and I tried to change it up a little bit. So then we started talking about the picks as we went on, but then those shows started to be 2 hours long. I don't want to keep you guys that long. So we had to find another method of getting through this, right?
Okay. Okay.
We've implemented around here simple fix. If you would take your attention to the top left hand corner of your screen,
Mhm.
3 minute shot clock. And what this shot clock entails is when the next pick is due.
I don't see the shot. Oh, I don't see the shot clock. All right, never mind. It's kind of blocking on the back
Uh,
end, but I see it though.
yeah. All right. So real simple. We make a pick. We got 3 minutes to talk about that pick or talk about whatever we want to. At the end of that that pick, the next pick is due. We can continue that conversation or whatever we're talking about. We don't have to talk about that team that we picked, but we just got to get through these rankings.
All right, that'll work. That'll
Does
work.
that make sense?
It makes all the sense in the world.
All right. Cool, cool, cool. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the first pick. Uh
Okay.
since I have the first pick. Um I'm gonna go with the Georgia Bulldogs.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Georgia Bulldogs. This is a tough selection. Uh so now I'll start this clock and we'll get it. So yeah, I went with Georgia, man. I just like in this game against Tennessee, I think what you saw in Tennessee was two pretty good teams playing against each other.
Okay.
I think my idea of Tennessee has changed, so that's why I think that my pick of Georgia. Well, Georgia's always high on my list, of course, but they showed me exactly why I thought they were high on my list. That resilient team, the ability to adjust mid game, um, playing a team in Tennessee who that offense, man, Tennessee's gonna give a lot of people problems if they can execute. Now they had a bunch of drop passes in that game, but I just think over the course of these 3 games, I think Georgia for me, uh, is one of the most complete teams in the SEC. Um, they showed me a lot of ways to run the football last week. Uh, we talked about it, man, they had 10 personnel, 12 personnel, 13 personnel. Every way you could run the football, they ran it. Uh, so, yeah, what'd you think about that, man?
I disagree with it. I, I I think people are giving Georgia's offensive line a little too much credit. From what you saw. I mean, what you saw with Georgia, I mean, the thing is a lot of those rushing yards, if I'm not mistaken, I believe they rushed the ball 54 times for like 190 some yards in the game. So basically they were averaging roughly about 2.7 yards per rush or something like that in that game. PFF, and a lot of people use PFF as a grade. I think the highest rated offensive lineman in that game for in that PFF for Georgia was Drew Bobo, the center, and
Mm,
he had a 77. Um, the next highest rated lineman, I can't remember which one it was, but his number was a 66.1. It's a
okay.
big drop off. and the offensive line play. What I think, what I think, what I think, what here's what I think about Georgia, man. Um, I think Georgia just gets the benefit of the doubt because it's been said plenty of times. It's been
Okay.
said plenty of times by a lot of people. Georgia gets the benefit of the doubt because of who they are. And to be completely honest with you, I think Georgia got lucky in that game against Tennessee. I
Okay.
think they did. I think they did. I think Tennessee came out, had a really nice game plan for them. Georgia did come back, and Gunnar started did come back. He had to use his legs some, and he threw the ball. He made some really nice passes in that game as well. I'm not going to take that from him, but yeah, they were really they were a missed field goal away from losing the game and being 2-1, but it just so happened for him that that didn't happen. So I mean, yeah, I mean, I understand it, man. I'm not sitting here saying Georgia's not a good team and things stuff like that, and they won't be near the top. When I say near top five in the conference, potentially top 5 or 6 in the conference when it's all said and done. But yeah, I can't rock with Georgia at the top, man. I can't rock with Georgia's defense. Gave up 41 points in this game. Uh, the second leading rusher on the team was the quarterback, and he had 38
Okay.
yards. Leading rusher was at like 70 something, something like that. Oh, my bad. Time is up. Go ahead.
Oh, no, no, it's all good. It's that's fair, man. Hey, listen. So what we'll do is like you just give me your pick. We can continue this conversation because I'm pretty sure you are about to pick the team that you would have picked if you had the first pick.
You're right.
So yeah,
I'm picking the
give me that
Oklahoma
team.
Sooners.
Oklahoma Sooners. Okay,
I am
that's a
picking the
popular pick,
Oklahoma
man.
Sooners.
That's a popular pick. Oklahoma Sooners up
Uh,
there. Tell us about it, Nick.
I picked Oklahoma one last week. I'm gonna stick with them. I think Oklahoma is potentially the most complete team. I know people talk about the run game for Oklahoma. Oklahoma is averaging roughly about 156 yards rushing per game in this age of football. That's not bad in my particular in my opinion. Especially when you have a passing game that is complete and you have weapons on the outside that can make things happen. And you have a tight end in Jared Cannick, who is a mismatch as well. Um, not Georgia's. Oklahoma's front seven is probably one of the best front sevens um in college football. Will be one of the top defenses in the SEC when it's all said and done this year. But yeah, man, I think Oklahoma is a complete team. Uh, in that sense, man, I think they are. So that's who I'm gonna rock with. I'm rocking Oklahoma at the top.
I mean, I can see that, man. Like, listen, I think honestly, for me, I think you're splitting hairs when you're talking about Georgia and Oklahoma. Uh, just Georgia's Georgia's ability to, I think just Georgia's ability to just mid game, man.
Okay,
Is
okay,
is is
that's a
is,
fair
is
point. That's a fair point.
really big for me.
It's a fair point.
Now,
Fair point.
now, Oklahoma is a team that we got to play, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
I've been doing a lot of research on them. They're a pretty good team, man. They're playing very, very well. Um, but I don't know. Just for me, I think Georgia's ahead of them. But I can definitely see why you put Oklahoma right there. For sure, for sure. But I think that at this point, I think that this list gets interesting.
It does.
Um,
That is true.
because I
This is
think
where it
these
gets
these
interesting.
2 teams were pretty much everybody's teams at the top. If
Yep.
if if I'm not, if I'm looking at all the rhetoric that was on the internet, I think both of these teams were at the top. Um, but, this next pick, I think, is probably the one that's gonna be, most I mean, a lot well, I'm not gonna say a lot controversial, but it's gonna be a pretty controversial pick. Um, and I
If I
think that
think
that
if it's who I think it is I don't know if it's gonna be that controversial. If I think is who you think it is, if it's who I think you about to pick.
it's probably who you think I'm about to pick.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Um, I don't know, man. It's gonna ruffle some feathers. I know it for
And
sure.
this is the
Let
most
me
credible show. This is the most credible
this
ranking.
is the most credible ranking.
It don't matter.
I am going to go with hold on, I clicked the are we still on? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
still
All
on.
right.
Yeah, we still
Yeah.
live.
My bad. I am going to go with in this pick Texas A&M. I'm going to put Texas A&M at number 3. Now, last week they weren't even in the rankings because they hadn't
They
played
were
nobody.
not. They were not. That's not who I thought you was gonna pick, by the way. But go
It's,
ahead.
I know.
That's not who I thought you was
They
gonna
were
pick.
not in the rankings, right?
Okay.
And people watching this probably gonna ask, how did Texas A&M move up from outside the rankings to in the rankings all the way up to number 3?
Hmm.
For me, it's very simple. They showed me something in that game.
They went on the road. Yeah, I agree with you.
They went on the road, got a tough win. Now they didn't play anybody those first 2 games. Uh, but Marcel Reed looks like he could be one of the top, if not the top quarterback in the SEC.
Hmm.
Um, he did have some mistakes. Like he wasn't as efficient as it's perceived. But when it came time to make big plays, he made big plays. Uh,
Okay.
and that defense did the same thing. Um, it's stocked with talent, and I think through the 3 weeks, even though those 2 games were against inferior talent, they showed me enough, um, to actually crown them or put them at number 3 on this list. What did you think about that, man? I'm pretty
I
sure
can
that it's not as that's not a pick that a lot of people will agree with.
I can respect it. I actually had Texas A&M between that 4 and 6 spot on my personal list from what I wrote down. But I understand it because you went on the road and you beat a very talented Notre Dame team. Not gonna act like Notre Dame is not good at all. I'm not gonna act like that at all. Notre Dame is a good team. And you can tell by the games that they played. They lost both games by a total of 6 points total. Um, to Miami and to Texas A&M. The thing
Right.
about it is they lost that game on the last second. I think both of them they lost like on the last second touchdown or something like that or a field goal. I can't remember the Miami game because that was like 3 weeks ago because they had a bye in between these 2 games. But
Right.
but yeah, I mean I understand. I had them in the top 10. I just didn't have them at 3. I had them between 4 and 6 is where I had them.
Okay. Okay. I mean, listen, it's a couple teams that you could have put right there. Like I understand that.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
actually, I think like from about 3 to maybe about 7 on this list is gonna be interchangeable.
Yeah, true,
Completely
true.
interchangeable, I think. So I get it. I just the talent that they have and what they show going on the road, means a lot.
Mhm, mhm,
And
mhm,
beating a respectable team too, not just, going on the road playing nobody, you beating college football playoff team. So,
mhm, mhm,
I gotta
mhm.
give them some type of credit for that. Um, so yeah, we'll go ahead and move on to the next pick, man. If you're ready, we don't have to wait on this whole 3-minute thing. It's just there. We
Okay,
can
cool.
we can move on to the
Yeah.
next pick, man. If you're ready, if you got anything else on that pick, you can let me know.
Nah, I think I like I said, I think I got him. You got him a pick higher in the range to where I had him at.
Okay,
That's it. That's it. I had him in that second 3 tier range, 4 to 5. But you just got him a pick higher. That's it. That's all. And I
okay,
I understand it. I understand it too. I understand the pick. I'm gonna go here, man. If we gonna take if we gonna take conference wins into consideration,
all
a
right.
team that was on the sideline last week, they jumping into the top 10 this week. 2-0 in the conference, the only 2-0 conference team.
Mm.
Going Ole Miss at number 4.
Woo-hoo.
Going Ole Miss at number 4.
We're gonna Ole Miss at
Re-
number 4. That
Ole
you
Miss
gotta
at
tell me
number
about
4.
that one now. That you're gonna have to tell people about that one, cause
Yeah, literally. I mean, I literally is literally based off of just record. They're 3-0, and
okay,
and they're at the top of the conference right now, 2-0 in the conference with wins against Arkansas and Kentucky. That's really the reason why. There's nothing else to it. I mean, I can't put them any lower than 5 on this list for that particular fact. If we at this point in time in the season, if we are saying that conference wins matters, conference play matters at that particular time, Ole Miss needs to be in the top 5. and they are the only team that has 2 conference wins on the schedule right now. Even though they are against Kentucky, and even though even though it's against Kentucky, and Kentucky even played them close. That was a 7-point game. And Arkansas is a good team as well. I think they ended up being a 6-point win for them as well. So Ole Miss deserves to be up there. They deserve to be in that top 5 for me. That's literally it. 2-0 in the conference. I mean 3-0 overall, and 2 of those wins are conference wins.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if I would have put Ole Miss that high. Just being honest. Mainly because the conference wins that they do have are against 2 teams that we're not gonna rank that high. You know, it's Kentucky. It's Arkansas. I got respect for Arkansas though. Like I don't want to sleep on this team because I feel like Arkansas is a sneaky good team. Um, I probably would have had them, like I said, maybe 4-7 would have been interchangeable. Ole Miss probably would have came in around 8 for me. Um, and I mean, looks like they found a new quarterback though, right? uh,
Yeah, or at least they're gonna have a controversy.
yeah. So that should be interesting, man. To see how that plays out. Um, yeah, that's. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I've seen Nick. I mean, not Nick, but I don't know if I've seen Ole Miss that high, Nick. But
No, you
yeah, I
haven't.
mean,
But
you got valid points. They are 2-0 in the conference, right?
yep,
Undefeated team.
yep.
Um, yeah, I mean, if you're going by that metric, which what we're going by here is what you put on the field in 3 weeks. I can see it.
That's it. I
I
mean,
can
and that's
see
and
it.
that's and that's and that's the reason why I have them there. As I had them at I had them between that 3 and 5 range on my top 10. I had them between that 3 and 5 range. So they ended up being right there. So I took them at 4.
Okay.
So yep.
Okay. All right, man. All right. So I gotta make this next pick, and let's see here. Let me reset this. I gotta do it. Uh, Give me the Auburn Tigers at number 5.
Okay. All right.
Uh, Auburn Tigers at number 5. Undefeated team.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Went on the road in week 1
Okay.
for a major non-conference win on a
Okay.
Friday, I might add, which it's always dangerous games. Especially to
Okay.
go on the road. Uh, didn't play. I mean, I would say South is a decent competition. It's a team with a pulse, right? Um, and honestly has executed pretty well, surprisingly offensively to me. Um, Defense is where I had a questions at for this team.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Offensively, honestly, I think it seems like Hugh Freeze has kind of found an identity and he's going to run with that. Uh,
We'll see. We'll
so
see.
it'll be interesting to see what happens to come in games to come. But up until this point, we talking about resumes. Auburn Tigers got to be in the top 5, in my opinion.
Hey, I try. Hey, war you all day, but think they're a little too high. Think they're a little too
Okay.
high. I had them actually 2 spots lower than that. I had them at 7. I got Auburn at
Okay.
7 actually. Uh, I mean, yeah, I mean, there's still some things to be desired when you look at it on the football field. Don't get it twisted. But if you
Mhm.
going by resume on the field, 3-0, every team that's in the top 5 right now is undefeated. And
Right.
I think that matters. I think beating the teams that you have played in front of you matters. That is
That's
important.
true.
I think that matters. Um, and so right now, and I'll say this right now to everybody that's watching. There's no team that has a loss on this record that's above an undefeated team for me on my list. Because like I said, I honestly put stock in the teams that beat the teams in front of them, and that's undefeated. That's me. So I mean, yeah, I mean Auburn at 5, middle of the top 10. Hey, I'm a rock. I'm with you, man. But me personally, I probably would have had him at like 7.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. Like, I guess my only question for you with the resume that they have, like, what would make you put Ole Miss over them?
Well, like I said, Ole Miss has 2 conference wins. That's it.
Okay, the
You know,
conference wins. I give you that.
just Ole Miss has 2 conference wins, teams in the conferences. If we say the SEC is a tough conference, we say is one of if I believe this year, the SEC has the most parity to where there are literally particularly 7, 8 teams that can win the conference this year.
Right.
Um, Ole Miss right now is 2-0. They got an upper hand on some teams. You know what I'm saying? Right now, which in the back end could take a little bit of pressure off of them depending on how their schedule shake out. Because they want it, if they take care of everything up front and on the back end, they'll kind of just be sitting back waiting to see how everything falls in line. So yeah, I got Ole Miss over them because of the 2 conference wins. Yeah, that's really it.
I mean, okay, I give you that with the conference wins. That's something I didn't think about. But so far, guys, y'all in the chat, let us know what you think about this list so far. Now, it's just 5. We're at the halfway point. All these teams are undefeated, right?
Mhm.
These are all undefeated teams. So, y'all let us know in the chat what y'all think about this list. In fact, let's go check in. Go check in with the collective real quick. We'll get back to that. So yeah, we got Marcus and Sharp checking in.
Mhm.
Marcus said you can respect that. And then because Brisky said, "Oh, can he pick from here?" I don't know, man. Can you? He said Texas A&M at 3. I wonder who said these things. Hey, listen, hey, Texas A&M had to beat somebody to get to number 3. They didn't just just walk to number 3 because people think you're gonna be that high. You got to beat somebody. When they beat
Mhm.
somebody, they got put up there. That's
Mhm.
that's kind of
Mhm.
how it works. Just checking in with the picks. We got Huggy in there. Tim too, man, said booging, and I love it. I don't even know if that was a bug, Tim. I think that was a pretty fair pick. Uh, Sharp saying this is laughable. He's probably talking about the Ole Miss pick. If I know him, I think he's probably talking about the Ole Miss pick. Uh, so Huggy says he's like it so far. Tim says 1 and 2, everything in swap would be different. And then Huggy, he said for sure makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I think the list so far makes sense. I mean, these are all undefeated teams. I don't see let's go back to it real quick. I don't see a team. Yeah, every team that you would put ahead of these teams has a loss. Now, argument is gonna come with maybe Texas because Texas has what people are saying is the best loss in the country.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, so I don't know what that how that's gonna go, but yeah, at the halfway part, man, at the halfway mark, if you're not subscribed or sharing the video, make sure you're subscribed and sharing the video, liking the content if you're in here, and jump in the chat, man, and tell us what you think about this list so far. We're gonna finish it out, but tell us tell us what you think about the list so far, and if you want to drop your comments in the chat, you have to become a part of the Keyboard Collective. And it's real simple application to become a part of the Keyboard Collective. You just go to the YouTube channel and you click subscribe and you're in. We have a real easy selection process. And as of right now, I talked with the Keyboard Collective chairman and they are actively taking memberships. Yeah, so don't miss out. Join the collective today, man, so you can voice your opinion in the chat. Tell us how you feel about this list, man. So we're gonna get back into it, man. Uh, got it up here. Let me reset the clock real quick. And this pick starts off with Nick.
Yeah.
Huh? What you got, man? Number 6.
Like I said, I'm still like undefeated teams. You beat who's in front of you, and things of that nature. Uh, that one loss is not looking too good, but that other one is. You know what? I'm gonna take Vanderbilt at 6.
Vanderbilt at 6.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was contemplating
right.
another team, but I'm gonna take Vanderbilt at 6.
Tell us about that one, Nick.
I'm taking Vanderbilt at
Vanderbilt at
6
6.
because here's the reason why I'm taking Vanderbilt at 6. Uh Vanderbilt has done what they were supposed to do against the competition that they played against. Against Charleston Southern, they didn't allow a touchdown. They only allowed 3 points at the end of the game. So they went out and dominated an inferior opponent.
Mm,
Um Against Virginia Tech, even though they got down early in the game, I think it was down like 20-3 at one point in time, 20-10. Um, in the second half, they came back and did not allow Virginia Tech to score in that game and ended up winning the game like 44-20.
mhm.
And then this past weekend, they went out and against an SEC team in South Carolina, who a lot of people were high on at the beginning of the season, went out and just straight demolished them and dominated them.
Right.
Uh, Compared to the other team that I was going to uh, put at that number 6 spot, they have done what they were supposed to do against the competition they played against, and they've looked better doing it to me. So I'm gonna go with Vanderbilt at 6.
Yeah, that's not a bad pick, bro. I would have put Vanderbilt. I could argue that Vanderbilt should have been higher on this list.
Agree, agree.
Uh, I could definitely argue that Vanderbilt should be higher on this list. If we're basing it on strictly what they put on the field, they've been nothing short of great this year. Um,
Agree, agree.
and they won games in I've said it before. What's so impressive about them this year is they've won games in a fashion where the team is not built to win.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Coming back,
Mm-hmm.
playing a drop back game, letting Diego Pavia throw the ball around to win football games is not what they do. And if they can win games like that, if need be, this is a very dangerous football team because it's tough to put them in a position where they have to throw the football anyway, just
Mm-hmm.
by nature of how they play. And if you do manage to do that, if they can manage to put together a passing game like that,
Mm-hmm.
this is a team to look out for.
Yep.
And when I say look out
Yep.
for, Vandy's ceiling in this conference is as high as any team on this list.
Agree.
There's not a team on this list that Vanderbilt cannot play with.
Agree.
So I don't think it's outside of the realm to just like even mention them as conference champion contenders as of right now. That's a
I
good
agree.
football team we're looking at at Vanderbilt.
I
So
agree.
I got to give them all the credit in the world, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. So we got the next pick coming up. It's mine. This is gonna be interesting here, right?
Okay.
But I am gonna go with LSU.
Hey, right where I had him.
I
I
gotta go
agree.
with
Hey,
LSU.
you got him right where I got him at. Hey, I like it.
All right.
I like
LSU on this list, man. I mean, you could argue if that they would be higher on this list.
it.
You
Mm-hmm.
could argue that point.
Mm-hmm.
But my counter argument was they're defeated. The defeated is the opposite of undefeated. So
Who's
uh,
defeated? You lost?
no.
Oh, you talking about another team? Okay, never mind.
Yeah. So like I would to win that Florida win, however, um, it wasn't as impressive as most people thought it should be, right? I think a lot of
It
people picked
wasn't.
that game to be more of a blowout, but I think Florida's a good team defensively. I think they're
Mhm.
a better team than they get credit for. Still got some questions about Nussmeier though. In that game, he didn't look particularly well. Um, but they have been able to run the ball. The defense looks pretty stout at times. Uh, I- you can make a you can make an argument that they could be higher. You really could. What you think about that pick, man?
Yeah, I'm with you right there. I think LSU, um, their offense to me has not been what I expected their offense to be. It's been worse than what I thought their offense would be this year. Defense has shown up in all season long, and that was a problem that everybody. That was the question that was about LSU for the past couple of years was the defense.
Right,
Defense seems to have not been a problem. You know, they had 5 turnovers against Florida, 5 interceptions against Florida in this game,
right.
but still only won by 10 points. you know,
Yeah, that's crazy.
so, that's wild to me. You cause 5 interceptions by the quarterback, but then you only win by 10. That tells me the offense is not thriving like it should be. So that's the question mark there. But I agree with you, man. They still undefeated in the league. So, and like I stated before, I can't put a team that has a loss above an undefeated team in the conference right now. I just can't.
Right, right. So for me, let me ask you this:
Yo.
how do you rank that win at Clemson?
Yeah, that win at Clemson is starting to not look like a great win. I mean, it's if you're looking at it from the metrics of just win loss, it's starting to look like not a great win.
Right,
Um,
because
do I?
people gonna look at this and say LSU beat Clemson and Florida in
Yeah,
terms
but
of a
Florida.
resume through
Yeah,
3 weeks.
but Florida lost to USF and
That's true.
Clemson. Clemson has lost to Georgia Tech, which is Georgia Tech may be a good team
Yeah,
as well. And Clemson struggled with Troy, which Troy is a good group of 5 team. But maybe maybe Clemson is not as good as a lot of people, especially me, thought they were going to be going into the season.
right,
Maybe that was a misjudgment on the Clemson side of us. Maybe they had a great. Maybe the defense is decently stout, but the offense is just not at that point yet. Maybe Cade Klubnik is not the quarterback that I thought Cade Klubnik was going to be. I thought Cade Klubnik would be in the Heisman conversation right now as a front
right,
runner.
right. A
But
lot of people
he
did.
hasn't. But he hasn't had a great season. So maybe Clemson is just not the team that we thought they would be. And then,
That's a
and
possibility.
but then the thing is, you still have there are 9 more games to play. Maybe Clemson turns it on this week, or and goes undefeated the rest of the season, and that would change the perspective of that team. And then you'll look at LSU and be like, okay, that was probably a tougher game than what it was. So I mean, that's the whole point about it is it's just each week it could change. Like next week, I'm not gonna say next week, but potentially 2-3 weeks from now, Clemson could be 4-2, and we could look at LSU and be like, okay, LSU is back in the top 5, top 4.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing, it's week to week, right? It I think you got LSU right there because they just haven't looked particularly as impressive.
Yep.
But gotta pick another team, man. Uh, the pick is on you. So let me
Yeah.
reset this clock again, and let's see who you got, man. Number 8.
Yeah, man. It's the only other. This one is tough because it's between 2 teams, and it really depends on. You can go either way with this for me because, like I stated before, I'm putting teams that are undefeated before I can put teams that have 1 loss on there, man.
Mm,
Um, I'm gonna go Mississippi State, man.
I knew that was gonna happen.
I'm going Mississippi State.
We're gonna go Mississippi State right here. All
I'm going
right, give
Mississippi
me
State at
Mississippi
8.
State at 8. And this
Yeah,
is an undefeated team.
undefeated, 3-0.
Yeah. Tell us
Undefeated.
about them.
And I was thinking about putting Missouri right there,
Okay.
but Mississippi State at the time had a ranked win against Arizona State. At that particular time, they were the number 12 team in the country, and they beat them. And they beat a ranked team. So I'm gonna give the nod to Mississippi State right there, man. And the thing about it, Mississippi State has done what they were supposed to do as well against teams that they were playing against as well. So, I'm right with Mississippi State at the 8 spot.
I can kind of see a theme developing here, man. uh, I mean, okay, in terms of resume, you got, yeah. I mean, through 3 games, you have to. And here's the reason. This is what I want to point out because there's going to be a lot of people that look at this list and they're going to say, this team, who they play, whatever. What win? When we get done with this, I want you to tell me what win.
Mm-hmm.
What win can any of the teams that are left on the sideline call significant? Because I see where this is about to go.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
I know what the pushback is gonna be. And my question to that is that
Yep.
it's not that these teams are undefeated. It's that I want to ask you what win. Remember that we gonna get through this though, but I want to remember that question. What win can any of the teams that get left on the sideline hang their hat on and claim to be a top 10 team in the SEC?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so that's gonna be interesting. But I probably would have had Mississippi State as a fringe, honestly, 10 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand it. Through 3 weeks, their resume is impeccable.
They're undefeated.
And they beat a playoff team from last year. They beat last year's Big 12 champion.
They're undefeated. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're undefeated. So, man, I get it. I get it. I get it for sure. Like, okay.
Here you go, right here, man. This the last two are the tough ones. I know who my last two are. I know. So if you pick one, I'm gonna pick the other one. If you pick, I already know who my last two are, and I will tell you the reason why I had these last two teams at those last two spots.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody kinda can see where this is going. Um I don't know. I gotta think about this though. Give me. Oh, my time is up.
Okay, take your time. Take your time, ladies and gentlemen, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here at It's SECZN, man. Tez is about to make a very important pick, and
That's perplexing, man.
we got to give him time to think about it, man. So if you're in the chat, Keyboard Collective, man, let us know what you think. Who would you have at 9 and 10 in this week's rankings going into week 4, man? Tell us who you would like, man. Tell us who you think should be there. What team on the sideline deserves to be in the top 10 this week? As you can tell, we got all undefeated teams at 1 through 8. There is another undefeated team on this list as well.
I'm gonna put them at 9.
That's what it is. We got.
And I'm gonna put that team at 9. I have to. Like I have to, right? And I'm not like I don't want people to look at this and think that like there's just this through 3 games, right? When we did these lists in week 1, we went a lot off of because nobody played yet. We went a lot off of what teams had done in the past. We talked a lot about history. We talked a lot about coaching. And as the season starts to progress, what happens is you build a resume. And Missouri's resume is impeccable.
Undefeated.
They are an undefeated football team. Now, this would be the team that has not played anybody that you could legitimately argue like what competition have they played? Seriously. However, to the people that would pick another team over Missouri, I would tell you that you're probably going to use metrics like what happened last year and things like that. And I would combat that with this is perennially a 10-win team.
Yes,
If you wanna
exactly.
go that route. Like, they have the history as well, uh, to be respected as a top 10 team in the SEC. What'd you think about that pick, Nick?
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I
I
stated it
didn't even
earlier
set
in
the
the
timer, man, but we got it.
I stated it earlier in the show. I said I cannot put teams right now because we have enough information through 3 weeks. I cannot put a team that has one loss against an undefeated team right now. I can't do it. I can't do it. And I'm going all undefeated, and people can be like, "Oh, that's just so simple. That's
Mhm.
simplistic." And I'm like, man, and they're undefeated. You beat who was in front of you. Is what you did.
And
That's what
we're
you did.
we're we're well into the season, like, the bye weeks have started. So, like,
Yes.
it's the title of the episode was "No Excuse."
Yep.
Hey, so, I mean, I get it. I get it. Um, so I'm just checking up on some of these comments. He said righteously, the hell is bugging? Yeah, what is bugging? He says, I don't know where the term bug came from. I think I don't know where it came from, but I think it has something to do with Booger McFarlane. And I don't know
Really?
that for sure, but that would be a good guess, I guess. Like maybe he gets excited about teams and they just were bugging. I don't know. I just made that up.
Mm, mm,
So we got Dwight
mm,
putting his list in there. He's got Georgia, Oklahoma, Vandy, Texas A&M, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Alabama, Auburn, Tennessee, and Mizzou. So
mhm.
he's not far off. He's not far off. He's still got Tennessee up in that top 10.
Yep.
Uh, he's got Alabama in the top 10, but he also has Ole Miss
Yep.
represented in that, like we said, that 4 to 6 range.
Yep.
Missouri at the bottom. These lists are, man. Hey, these are we're mirroring some people right now.
A little bit. A little bit. A little bit.
Say no, cause me and the two man are talking about y'all forming a network together. Yeah, I saw that comment earlier. I started.
Oh,
Uh,
what comment?
this was Tim put this in here. This was earlier. He said, I might be getting ahead of myself, or maybe why ain't water cooler, SECs and DC and Tight Show all together in a network like Lockdown? Uh, what you think about that, Nick? Answer that
It
question.
would it would help it would help all channels, but you know, it depends.
There's a lot of
I'm
things
I'm
that
I'm
that
open for it.
yeah, there's a lot of things that happen. Like I'm just gonna tell you straight up, Tim. Um, if I'm a person who likes to pull my own weight, and I'm fairly new to this, I have the 83 or 85 subscribers. These guys have been doing this and put in work for a very long time to build a subscriber base. I want to get an opportunity to do that so that if I do collab with anybody, um, that I'll be able to bring something to the table other than just my opinions. Right. So that's what it is for me. Like I don't know if I would feel comfortable with it. Just initially, just type of person I am. But man, hey, collabing is the way to go. I'm not opposed to it, but I'm just telling you my stance on it. Um,
Yep.
so let's see. I'll just catch up a few more of these before we get your pick, Nick, because I know this is gonna be an interesting one. I hate to put you on the spot like that.
And it's all right. It's
Said
cool.
Vandy's. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's Marcus. He was interested in where we had Vandy on there. So yeah, we got him at 7, Marcus. He said that music makes me feel I'm watching Mr. Perfect come to the ring. That's the idea. That's the idea. Um, and I'm working on something special for the keyboard collector too. I don't want to let too much of it out, but it's in the along the realms of merchandise.
Okay.
So that should be
Okay.
interesting. Um, so Tim said he had Tennessee at 6 and then Vandy at 7. Said Mr. Perfect is one of the GOAT show. You're right. Yeah, Mr. Perfect is definitely one of those guys. So I think Dabo waited too long to get with the times, and the sun started to set on his time at Clemson. Maybe, man, but hey, if you hadn't checked out Dabo and that, listen, that speech that he made,
Oh,
um,
the other one today or yesterday that he
like
did.
man, it was just
Emotional.
quickly, bro. It was emotional, but bro, he was spot on. like, like he didn't lie not one bit in that in that speech, bro. It was man, you want that kind of passion from a coach, right?
Mhm,
You
mhm.
kinda maybe not to say it publicly, but, you know, Sharp saying, "Cap, let us know what pick is Cap, man. Which one is it?" Let's see, forgot about LSU. Yeah, yeah. Oh, he's saying that when we made the pick. Let's scroll down to let's see. Got Latoya showing up. "Hey, Latoya, how you doing?" Said Tez and
What's
Nick.
going on? What's going on, Latoya?
Got her cursing that B Sharp in the, chat. "I thought you liked it." Said, "Tell my wife happy birthday." Happy birthday, Sarah, if you're watching. Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday to you. Happy
And you get a song.
birthday to you.
You're not gonna do the bridge?
Yeah, nah, my throat hurt.
Happy birthday, Sarah, man. Hey, make Brinsky do something special today. Get on his nerves, man. He probably just wanna sit and chill, put his feet up. Don't let him do
Happy
that.
birthday, dear Bishop's wife.
I love it.
Happy birthday to you. Yeah.
We we definitely clipping that.
Nah, don't clip that. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. Don't clip
Got
that.
everybody speaking in the chat.
I just like saying happy birthday to people. I don't know
Tim
why.
saying he gets what I'm saying. Respect. It's not bad, Nick, man. You know, you sound pretty good, man.
I don't.
Said regardless, I like seeing y'all on each other's channels. Yeah, yeah, it is pretty cool, man. Um, he says not one lie. I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, I don't know
Oh,
either. I
he's
don't
probably
know.
talking about the Dabo thing. If
Oh, okay, okay,
yeah, yeah,
okay.
he didn't lie that one time, man. And so I wish I could talk ball like I used to. It'd be cool if I knew the old me instead of just comic relief. I blow y'all mind rightfully, bro. Hey man, listen, I think I speak for all these guys, bro. Huggy. There's a platform for you. If you want to talk ball, if you want to be comic relief, in your opinion, there's a platform for you, man. So, man, if here at SECZN, man, if you want to get on here and rank teams with us, I'd have you. I see no problem with that, man. So yeah, reach out, bro. It's a platform for you. I love to hear your opinion. Everybody wishes Sarah a happy birthday, and then we got everybody speaking. She said thank you and pause. What's the pause for?
Yeah, I don't know.
Was she pausing your singing, Nick? I thought you sounded good, man.
Probably. Told
Nah,
you it don't
man,
sound good. It
it
don't
wasn't
sound
that.
good. It don't sound good. It don't sound
This
good.
is B Sharp saying thank you. I said Nick got some chops, don't deny it. Yeah, man.
Ooh, man. No,
And
I
Nick
don't.
just look little vocal coaching, man, and you know, you do it every day, you get better at it. All
That's
right,
funny.
man. Last pick.
Yeah,
Last
man.
pick on this list. There's a lot of teams that's gonna be left on the sideline this week, that may ruffle a few feathers. Nick, you
Yep.
have the last pick. I would argue that the last pick in these, um, because we just don't rank the top 10, right? If we just
Mhm.
rank the same 10, this pick wouldn't be controversial. But people want a seat at this table, right? So with the last pick, Nick, tell us who do you got and who are you relegating the rest of these teams to the sideline until week 4?
Um, yeah. So this is just I'm just gonna go this way. Look at Alabama. Alabama's 2-1. Tennessee's 2-1. Texas is 2-1. Wins Alabama have? Alabama is 2-1 against wins against Louisiana Monroe,
Right,
wins against Wisconsin. Have a loss to Florida State.
right,
Uh, Texas. Texas, a lot of people said Texas possibly has the best loss in the country
right.
to the number one team in the country right now. At the time, I think Texas was number one. Ohio State was number 3, number 2 or number 3 at the time. So a lot of people saying Texas possibly has the best loss in the country. Now, has
Mhm.
Texas looked good these past couple of weeks against teams that they have played against? That is debatable. That is debatable. Has Alabama looked better in week 2 and week 3 against Louisiana Monroe and Wisconsin? Yes, they have.
Mhm.
Tennessee, on the other hand, Tennessee has one loss.
Mhm.
Tennessee is 2-1, of course. Wins against Syracuse, against Eastern Tennessee State, and a 3-point loss to Georgia. Um, this pick right here, number 10, is going to be literally what team I think has looked the best. Which team, in my opinion, has looked the best between those three?
Okay.
Uh, and consistently, I'm gonna say the team that has looked the best between all three of them has been Tennessee. So I am picking Tennessee at number 10.
At number 10, we got
Uh,
Tennessee.
Tennessee is the 10. It's the 10th team that I'm putting in uh, at the 10th spot this week. Joey Aguilar, and I said this. I said Tennessee, and the thing about it is Tennessee could fool me because
Right.
I honestly feel like Tennessee has a matchup with UAB this week, but I believe the week after that they have to travel to Starkville and they have to play Mississippi State, and I believe that's going to be a game. Uh, in my personal opinion, I don't know who I'm picking that game yet. We still got a couple of weeks out for that game before we pick that game.
Mhm.
But the team that has looked the most consistent between those three teams from week 1 to week 2 to now has been Tennessee, in my personal opinion. Uh, yeah, Tennessee at number 10.
Yeah, man. Hey, I think you could split hairs with those teams. I think, Texas, Alabama, Tennessee all fall in the same range. I don't know if you could have went wrong with picking any of those teams. But to your point, the team that has looked consistently the best out of those three has been Tennessee. Tennessee looked great in the games in the first 2 weeks. Last week against Georgia, you know, they got out to what 21-7 lead. That
Mhm.
team in the first quarter looked like it was all SEC.
Yeah,
Like,
it did.
uh,
It did.
so, and they played a team. And this is a team that I personally picked at number 1. We got ranked number 1 on this list. Um, Probably wouldn't have failed further than number 2 or 3. And you
Mhm.
have a very, very close loss. Now, albeit at home, but you have a very,
Yeah.
very close loss to this football team. Um, so like, yeah, I don't know if there's a way, even if I had these teams ranked higher, particularly Georgia and Texas. I don't think there's a world where I could put them ahead of Tennessee.
I ask you this question: who has the better loss, Tennessee, Texas, or Alabama? And if you had to rank the losses between those three teams, how would you rank those losses?
So who has the better loss?
Yeah, because that went into my thought process as well. Because I think that I think you can split. I mean, you can split hairs with Texas. I think Arch is hurt. I think part of the reason why the offense hasn't looked
Yeah,
fluid for Texas is because I believe he's hurt. I believe he.
right.
I think he has a legit shoulder injury because every time you throw the ball, they always show him grimacing. Um, but if you had to rank those losses between those three, you had to rank the Florida State loss, you had to rank the Ohio State loss, and then you rank the Georgia loss that just happened. Which one? How would you rank those?
I think that Tennessee has the best loss,
Okay,
then the Florida State loss. Yeah,
so you would go Tennessee, Alabama, then Texas.
Tennessee, Alabama, then Texas.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
Wait a minute, let me think about the Texas game again. Yeah, I go Tennessee, Alabama, then Texas in
Texas,
terms of
Texas, Texas, Texas only allowed 14 points in that game, and they only
that's
put up 7.
that's true, but they look really limited offensively, and that's continued. That's the thing about Texas is they look limited in that game, but even when they play inferior competition, they still look limited.
Still a limited. Okay, I get
Alabama
it.
looked great against uh uh Wisconsin and that other community college they played the week before that. But they look great, right? So that's why I would put Alabama ahead of them.
So
But
okay,
Tennessee,
so my bad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
now I'm saying that Tennessee loss for sure will be number one for me because um they look great in that football game up until they didn't. You know, that Alabama game, there was no point in that Florida State game where Alabama looked like a good football team.
Well, maybe the first drive.
It's outside of the first drive. Yeah, you're right. I give you that. The first drive, they did drive down the field, but Tennessee, for all intents and purposes, that whole first quarter was theirs. There were people calling that game.
Mm-hmm.
The tweets had started coming out. People were saying, "Oh, this is over with." So yeah, I gotta put that Alabama one over that.
Yeah, I made that's the reason why I made it because I think Tennessee has the best loss out of those three. I mean,
Right, right.
because Tennessee scored against Georgia's defense, Tennessee's defense stopped Georgia at certain times in the game. Georgia scored against Tennessee defense, and Georgia stopped Tennessee at critical points in the game as well. So yeah, I got to get Tennessee. I think Tennessee has the best loss out of those three. So that's the reason why that's part of the reason. That's probably the second reason why, besides the fact that I think that they've looked the most consistent each week between those three teams.
Yeah, that's true. And then we got Dwight. Dwight saying Tennessee had home field. So how do you feel about that? Being Tennessee losing at home versus Alabama having to travel on the road, in their loss. Do you think that makes their loss a bit better?
So are we saying a 14-point loss on the road is more impressive than a 3-point loss at home where you were in position to the point that you just made. Tennessee was in position to win this game.
Yeah.
Kicker missed a field goal. Like if the kicker makes that field goal, I'll put it like this. If an offensive lineman does not jump off sides, we're talking about Tennessee potentially being 3-0 right now. Because an offensive
Yeah.
lineman jumped off sides and then moved the ball back 5 yards. What to do with a guy that was already nervous. But the thing is, yeah, you don't lose at home. Yeah, I mean, I hear where you're coming from. I hear where you're coming from with that. But yeah, I say ifs, but you correct. Tennessee did lose the game.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't
I
know.
just I look at how they looked in those football games, bro. And for me, like I said, Alabama didn't look particularly well um in that Florida State game. Tennessee
Mhm.
looked great in in all three of the games they played.
Yeah,
Like offensively, they moved the ball. Aguilar has looked better than scheduled. Like they've
yeah,
looked
I got to
great
give
in
Aguilar credit. Yeah,
all three of the football games. They don't have a game, even though they lost to Georgia. That Tennessee team looked like they'll beat a whole bunch of teams. It's like
yeah.
they'll beat everybody but Georgia in that game, to be honest.
And
So
the thing about it, they were beating Georgia. They were beating
right.
Georgia.
So that's why I gotta put them there. And Georgia is quality competition. Um, Florida State's a two-win football team last year. Now, I know we don't do that going over to next year and all that good stuff, but the truth be told is we're talking about a team that, you know, perennially been at the top of the SEC versus a team that's, for all intents and purposes, rebuilding. Now they look
Mhm.
very good though. Now I don't take anything from Florida State, but that's why I would now again when we look at this list, you could do this list over again if you wanted to, and you could put Alabama on this list, you could put Texas on this list, and you could put Tennessee, all three of them on this list if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Even if we did that, there would be no world where I would put Tennessee, either of those teams, Texas or Alabama, ahead of Tennessee. I just don't I don't see it. Uh, Dwight saying Tennessee had 3 home games. Of course, they're gonna look good. I mean, that's very true. That's true.
They
They
had a
did
neutral
have
site.
3 home games.
They had a neutral site game.
Neutral site.
They had to play in Atlanta.
So, I mean, I don't know. I prefer lists where you have to win your way on the list. Right? I think that that's the issue with the AP polls and the lists that come out everywhere now. It's like you don't have to actually win your way on the list. Um, right now we have Notre Dame ranked a winless team.
Yeah,
Ranked ahead of a whole bunch. I'm not saying that maybe they should still be in the top 25, but they're ranked ahead of a whole bunch of teams that I don't think they should be ranked ahead of.
I agree
Um,
wholeheartedly.
so like that's what I'm saying. Like when you start ranking these teams, you should have to win your way on this list. All right, you should have. I mean, at least in my opinion, when I'm making my picks, I want to make. I'm picking teams that have won, have earned the right through wins to be on this list. Right, that's the point I made earlier about the Texas A&M thing. Texas A&M was on the sideline last week. Well, they hadn't beat anybody. They go on the road, get a big win. You got a seat at the table. So Nick, my question at the number 5 spot, at the halftime spot, if you remember, was this.
Mhm.
Which one of these teams on the sideline, if any of them, which win could they hang their hat on to say that they deserve a spot on at the table? Like who on the sideline has a win that they can hang their hat on?
That they can hang their hat on. I oh, that they can
You
hang their
say
hat
we
on.
Yeah, say we won this game, so we deserve to be at the table. Which team can say that?
That's difficult, man. Probably
And in the
USF.
chat, please answer that question because maybe we overlooking it. But this is what I want to know because like I said, I know that the argument is going to be for a couple teams that don't deserve to be on this list for whatever reason. And my
Yep.
rebuttal is going to be what win can these teams point to and say, because we won this game, we deserve a seat at the table. So yeah,
I
Nick,
mean,
tell me the best win.
I ask you this question. Do you think well, no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that because that would negate it. To be completely honest with you, which win? I don't know. I mean, because you look at if we're looking at the list, right? You're looking at and you said the halftime spot. So we're looking at and you basically said after you said 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so let's go through the wins. So at 4, Ole Miss uh has wins against Kentucky, Arkansas, and Georgia State. All right, Auburn has wins against Baylor, Ball State, South Alabama. Vanderbilt has wins against Charleston Southern, against South Carolina, against Virginia Tech.
Mhm.
LSU has wins against Clemson, Louisiana Tech, and Florida.
Right.
Mississippi State has wins against Southern Miss, uh, Arizona State, and Alcorn State. And Missouri has wins against Central Arkansas, Kansas, and Louisiana Lafayette.
Right.
You look at Alabama. Alabama has wins against Wisconsin and Louisiana Monroe. Texas has wins against uh, San Jose State and UTEP. Kentucky has wins against Toledo and Eastern Michigan.
Mhm.
South Carolina has a win against Syracuse and South Carolina State. And Arkansas has a win against Arkansas State and Alabama A&M.
Okay.
So which team has a win that they can hang their hat on?
Right.
Is a Wisconsin win? Is Wisconsin? Would you say a Wisconsin win is better than I don't know? Pick a team. Anywhere from 4 to 9. Pick a team. Is a Wisconsin win better than an undefeated Missouri? Is a Wisconsin win? I'll put it like this: is a Wisconsin win better than a Missouri win over Kansas?
Mm, yeah. On the road? Yeah. If it was on the road.
So
In Brian
Missouri,
Denny? No. With a hurt quarterback? No.
okay, all right, okay. Is a Wisconsin win better than a Mississippi State over Arizona State?
No.
Okay. Is a Wisconsin win better? Who's in that? Who's else in that 4 through 9? Is a Wisconsin win better than a Baylor win?
No.
That's your question right there. That's your question.
So
I
yeah, like
mean,
I mean, I knew the answer to the question. I'm really because, like I said, I know like when we look at this list, there's gonna be some pushback on it because there's some teams on
mhm.
here that on the sideline that don't like being on the sideline. Oh, and that's why we do it this way. By the way, at SECZN, we do it this way because if we just rank these lit teams 1 through 16, everybody would feel better about them because
Of
if you
course. Yeah.
if you saw your team at number 11, it would make you feel better.
Yep.
But when we put them on the sideline and you get in the group with Kentucky, in the same group, it makes you feel a type of way about it. So that's why it's 10 teams that matter. So that's why we do it this way. And I know that causes some controversy with the list. But
Mhm.
all of the points that you made are valid. Like and like I said in the chat, y'all tell me, the collective, please, what win had on of any of these teams on the sideline, any of them. By the way, that's UCF Bulls is the Florida Gators. Uh, if this is your
Yeah.
first time watching, when you lose to a group of 5 team in the SEC, you get replaced by that group of 5 team until you win an SEC game. Um, and unfortunately, Florida did not do that Saturday. So until further notice, they are uh, the USF Bulls. So
Yeah.
yeah, just to clear out that confusion. But that's my question to anybody in the chat is what team on the sideline, what win on the sideline from any of these teams, any of you can pick any one of them. What win do they have where you could say we won this game, so we deserve to be in the top 10?
And I wanna I wanna point something out too. And we haven't got to that comment yet, but I see the
I'll bring them
comment
up.
yet. Uh this is not a power ratings show. Like this is just power rankings. Difference between rankings is you react to what happened the week before. So you're gonna react to who won, who lost, and that fluctuates to what Ed is saying. Power ratings is basically a numerical value you put to a team based on the quality of the team, and other factors that you put into it. And basically, what you're saying when you rate a team is you're saying that even if that team lost that week, if that team played another team on a neutral field, they would still be favored to win that game because of the quality of the team. That's the difference
Mm,
between a ranking and that's the difference between a ranking and a rating. That's the reason why when you see people do ratings, if Alabama loses if Alabama loses in a rating, right? Alabama probably wouldn't drop in a rating at all because the next week they're still going to be favored in the game against whoever they're playing because of the quality that's on the team. That's when we talk about blue chip ratio. That's when we talk about the number of 5 stars and all type of stuff you have and stuff like that. That's where that comes from. In
right,
rankings is literally a reaction to what has happened on the field. That's what that is.
right.
And things and stuff like that from that previous week. That's literally what it is. So you just reacting to what happened the week before, and you just ranking those teams. That's really what it is.
So I got a question for you about that though. So let me ask you this.
Mhm.
As far as the college football playoff committee, what do you think they use? What do you
They
think that
use
is?
a
Do you think that's
they
like a
use a
combination of
mixture of
both?
both. Yes,
Yeah.
they use a mixture of both because like they use a mixture of both, and they're like, all right, yeah, this team lost, but they still in a playoff scenario, they still would probably end up they would still be favored. It would probably be a better game if with them playing on neutral field. That's the reason why FSU got in over that's the reason why Alabama got in over FSU that
Right,
that year. In that opinion, because if you just going off of what just happened on the field, FSU should have been in the playoffs. They were undefeated. Should
right.
have been in the playoffs. You know, if you just going by exactly what happened on the field, who won, who they beat everybody on their schedule. You just going by that. But because committee is like, yeah, we want to have good games and things and stuff like that. Hey, you put in a team that's probably gonna have that's probably gonna be the better game, and probably is still gonna be favored in a game against another team on a neutral field, or to be a close line. So yeah, I mean that's basically what it is. I think they use a mixture of both.
Yeah. And see that's not honestly, that's not what I wanna do around here. It's I wanna rank these teams based strictly on what you've seen on the field, what their resume says up until this point. And, that's why you see the rankings that you see. Um, and what's cool about it what's cool about it is, like, they're different perspectives. If you ask me and Nick to rank these teams independently and put out our own top 10 list, it'll probably look different from this. It'll probably
Yeah,
be similar teams, but they'll be in different orders.
yeah,
So, like, that's what's unique about it is it comes from different perspectives, and we try to get as many people from different fan bases on as possible so that we can have a mixture of it, and we're still doing that. Like, so in the chat, if you know any people from any of these schools, South Carolina, I don't know any South Carolina content creators. You know any South Carolina content creators?
none, none
Yeah.
whatsoever.
So I'm in Alabama, so most of the people that I know are Auburn and Alabama fans, so that's what you see represented on here most times, but the plan is to reach out to other, content creators from other teams so that they can be accurately represented, and it'll make the list a lot more credible too. Um, but, so let's take a look at a few more of these chats real quick. Said, "Now why Tennessee with a loss?" And then most recent, why ain't Bama number 10? Yeah, I get it was close. They had home field advantage. You think Tennessee would beat FSU and Doak Campbell in week 1? I don't know if Tennessee would beat this is Chris Camp. I don't know if Tennessee would beat them week 1. Uh I know that they didn't. Like I know that Tennessee lost at home, and I know that we kind of talked about this earlier, but yeah, I know what I know, and I saw that Alabama game in Florida State, and they didn't look particularly well. And I saw a Tennessee team who's looked great in every single game they played, including a loss. They looked like a really good team.
Yeah,
And for that reason is why I would put Tennessee right there. Now, I didn't make the pick. Nick made the pick, but
I
I
made the pick.
probably I was gonna make the pick. Yeah, I was probably gonna pick the same team. Like I said, there's no world, even if we had Alabama and Texas higher, I say it again, if we had Alabama and Texas higher, if this is my list, there's nowhere where I could put either of those teams ahead of Tennessee. Just based on the 3 weeks of what you've seen, there's no way that I could do that. Not fairly, I couldn't. Um,
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah, you don't use who can beat who in power rankings." Yeah, see, that's exactly right. Yeah, you don't. Uh, it says a damn shame Bama not even in the top 15. I guess we talking about the AP poll.
I don't know.
Are
I
they in
thought
the
Bama
top?
was 14.
Oh,
I
okay.
think they either 14 or 15 in the AP poll. I think. I'll tell you real quick.
Said power rankings fluctuate week to week. Yep. Chris Camp
Yeah,
said, "Why y'all got USF there and they not in the SEC?" I explained it earlier, Chris. Man, I hope you caught that one. But yeah, they lost to them. That's Florida, and they got to win the SEC game to get their logo back. And it might be a while. This is what I'm saying. It might be a while.
Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, and then Ed's explaining it. Yeah. Uh, it says really messed up though because Bama always tops every poll usually. Yeah, not this one.
Oh man, that's
Yeah,
good. That's a good one.
this is the one where we judge actually what you put on the field. So,
That's a good one. That's a good
they
one.
now you could argue that it should be in the top 10. Listen, if Nick had to pick them to be 10, or if Bama was on listen, if Bama was on this list from 8 through 10, I think you could argue that. I wouldn't. It'd be valid. Like if we did this list and we did rank these teams all the way through 1 through 16, Bama would probably be number 11.
Probably. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, again, because we just do the top 10, it just trust me, these you putting these teams all in together that you don't want to be associated with. So
Mhm.
um let's see. You USF up there said, oh, still hilarious. Yeah. They turned on lag way quick. Yeah, they did. Um Tez Lucian on the listen, network does a show Saturday morning. He wants an Auburn fan. He's a Bama fan. He does something that's similar to what you're talking about. I don't know who that is. Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind, never mind. I get it now. I get it now. I thought that you were saying that the guy's name was Tez Lucian.
Tez Lucius. Nah, it's Tez. Lucian on the Final Whistle
Yeah,
Network.
yeah, okay, now I get it. This is like, I don't
Yeah.
know a Tez Lucian.
Mhm. That's
Now I
good.
get it. Yeah, okay, on the final he's looking for he was an Auburn fan. He's been some yeah, I'd check him out, man. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd check him out. But yeah, that one kinda caught me off guard. I didn't so that Wisconsin win didn't impress anybody. Nah, I mean, it's Wisconsin. They're a good
And
team though. Like I don't wanna take away
you
from Wisconsin like they're not a physical football team because they
and
do
you
have
mentioned as
pulse.
well you mentioned as well too that, that was a backup quarterback as well too in that game.
That's what I was about to say. The quarterback was injured, so you have to take that into account. It says Bama coming back down to earth is hilarious for these kids that haven't seen him look like this. It is. It is kinda
Shout out to
funny,
Get
I
Busted
do. Yeah.
with the Delroy Lindo,
Yeah.
profile picture.
I got Latoya laughing. Alright, man. So y'all tell us, what you think about this list. Real quick, we gonna get out of here. Imma put up real quick, the list from last week just so we can compare it. So this is last week. Got a little bit of movement there. Alabama falls out off this list, from last week. You see that? Uh, let's see who makes the list. Missouri moves up, likely that undefeated record.
Yep.
Texas A&M came all the way from the sideline, up into the top 5. So, what do you think about that movement on that, Nick? You think that's fair?
It's a fair move, man. That's a fair move. Can't be mad. That's a fair move.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. Like I think we're doing a pretty good job week to week of putting this together, man. So it's pretty interesting. We catch these last few. We got Ephraim saying, "Man, what Ted's talking about." He always say that, man. What Ephraim talking about in the chat? Everybody speaking, man. So yeah, man, we're gonna get out of here, man. Like I said, take a look at the list. Take a look at the list. And y'all tell us what y'all think about the list. Tell us what team should be where. And yeah, just tell us their opinion. I'm gonna be putting it on Facebook. I mean on Twitter and stuff like that. So you'll get a chance to comment on the list. And tune in for the next episodes next week as we rank them again. We got bye weeks coming up. So it's gonna be interesting to see how some of these teams are ranked then.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
so yeah, Nick, as you know, around this time, around these parts, we cue up the outro. So
Yeah, boy.
it's about that time. All right, let's get it. Hey, all right, man. You guys, I appreciate you so much, everybody in the chat. Parts of the Keyboard Collective, man. I really appreciate y'all for showing up and helping us put together this list. Again, like I said, make sure you put in your comments in there. Make sure you liking this video. Make sure you subscribing to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to all the channels and I guess they call it the network. I don't know. But yeah, man, it's a lot of people that make this happen that I want to make sure they get their credit, man. Shout out to Sharpshooters Podcast over there on his way to, it seems like 1 billion subscribers now, man. He's on his way to the
Yeah, man.
skybox.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Coach Sean at JMHO Sports, Coach Carl at On the Block Sports. Shout out to Piano Man. Shout out to DC at Auburn Addict. Shout out to Tight at Tights. Next, I gotta write all these down, man. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. But yeah, shout out to all those everybody that I come in contact with, man, that helped me do this thing, and Jason at Hall of Fame Sports too. Shout out to him, man, and shout out to you guys, Keyboard Collective in the chat, man, for showing up, man. I appreciate you guys. We're coming back next week. We're gonna do it all over again. I also have that Collective Speak show coming up. I'm thinking about doing that around noon Thursday, so be on the lookout for that. Putting some other things together too, an interview series. I maybe trying to interview some of your favorite content creators. Not necessarily all the famous ones, but the ones that you listen to the most, and get their stories and everything. So I'm still putting that together. But we got a lot of things planned, man. And Nick, man, thank you for being a part of this, man, showing up for me. Tell the people how to come in contact with you, Nick.
Yeah, man. Water Cool Talk Sports, man. Go follow us. Subscribe to us over there on YouTube, man. Live shows Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. And then of course, for every Auburn game this year, we go to the locker room and we do a live game watch of the game. You get to watch me react to the game. And we'll be there for the full game, about 15 minutes before kickoff, and then we there till about 5 minutes after, man. We try to give you that ESPN quality on a Subway budget. So, man, we appreciate y'all for that, man. And then right after the show, you head on over to Auburn TV for the official post-game reaction show, Tiger Vent, with the mayor, Marcus Fitzpatrick, DC Wolf, and Auburn Tez, man. So I'm telling y'all, man, trying to bring y'all the great content. So we appreciate you so much for letting me come over here and chop it up with y'all, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. So make sure y'all go over to Water Cooler, man, and subscribe, like the content. Go back and look at all these channels, man. Don't just go to the channels. Go watch the content and go back. Go see where these channels came from to where they're at now, man. I think you'd be surprised and proud of everybody involved in their journeys, man. It's a good thing to see. So yeah, appreciate you guys again, man. I'm gonna be out of here. Look for the content to be posted, where you can comment on Twitter and all the social media networks. And until Thursday, I'll see you guys later, man. Out.